Everybody, welcome back. Okay, we are going to go back to the book. This is scary. But I wanted to start with this. So this is a sketchbook, which doesn't have to be so honest, just regular sketchbook. So the other day I was online and look what I saw. Somebody actually posted a Michelangelo drawing. So that's pretty cool. And so we were hanging out with the family and the grandchildren were kind of relaxing, which is really kind of fun and rare. And I just decided, well, it's time to sketch. So this is my drawing of this Michelangelo. Does it look the same? What do you think? So I started drawing this pose, which I've done so many times before, and it just kind of evolved. And that's what I want you to do. Just kind of go with let's see, make sure we're doing well here. Go with the flow. If you're drawing Michelangelo and then you feel like, all right, maybe it's a duck, go with the duck because you're practicing your drawing. It's not a project. You don't have a client. I just finished a project I'm going to send out tomorrow. Total client based. It's going to go to a major university. So, yeah, I'm still involved with universities. So, have fun. So that's what I did with this. So let's move on to the Book of Honesty. Oh my God. So this one here probably haunts me the most. Well, first, let's see what the book says. I had an idea, but let's see. So we're going to open the book. Here we go. It's like Disneyland when the ride says Peter Pan. Come on, everybody. Here we go. Okay. So we're going to draw on this page. That'd be kind of fun to draw from. Good old Mike. We got to get rid of the glare. Okay, here we go. What we're going to use, and I usually don't get into techniques, but it's kind of fun. I'm going to draw with a stolen pen. This one was not stolen, it was just borrowed. And I will bring it back next time I'm in Arizona. But it was from a hotel. And the best pens to draw with are from hotels. This is a Sheraton, and it's kind of fun. Okay, so we're just going to draw part of this. So here's what. So now, whoa, dude. Okay, so I had a subject in mind, but now all of a sudden I'm feeling a little fuzzy. Wow, that's a trip, man. This book's powerful. I when this guy told me, when he gave me this book and told me it was going to be life changing, I didn't really know it was going to be like this. It really, whoa, did you guys feel that? It's like there's no gravity. Let's get rid of these things. Okay, so I wanted to talk about construction and structure, but this is like, whoa, dude. Okay, all right, this is it. There's a subject that I have lost more sleep over than anything probably in my career, and looking at 46 years. And it's structure, but it's this one thing, and this is going to be it. This will be the last time that I talk about it because I've lost more sleep from this than probably anything. It's funny. The on Saturday, today is Sunday, so it was yesterday. My teacher's daughter, who I haven't seen in over 46 years, came to visit us at our school. She's what you call a savant. A savant are those people who are born and like at the age of 4, they're playing violin or piano. And she was that in the art. Her father worshipped her. And he's brilliant. Eddie Rebarg was the best. This is Lori. And I had to grow up in her shadows, and it was great. I loved it. But she was like my sister, and I haven't seen her in 46 years. So here she comes back, and what she said was, I had the most tenacity, which is what I hear from my friends. I don't think it was had really much talent. I just really wanted it hard. And that's what she announced to everybody. Sheldon wanted it more than everybody, and he just worked his butt off. And I did. But she just talent like crazy. But I went back and told her a story about how Eddie brought me into his kitchen and he opened up his freezer and there were 5 bowls. He said, Sheldon, I made a stew. And I said, well, that's good. That's nice. He says, I took the stew and I divided it up into 5 bowls and I froze them. I said, okay. He said, Sheldon, I eat this week. You're going into a tough business. And, you know, it's going to get tough. You got to make sure you can deal with it. So I went back and told Lori the story and her husband and her daughter. And Lori said this. She said, my dad taught you and I, meaning her and I, how to survive. And that's what this book is for you. This book is hopefully the book that tells you the things that people don't want to talk about. So this is a true story. And what happened is I was teaching at this place, this institution, and I was on, let's see if this works with this plan. I was on, Zoom. It's during COVID. And it was probably an interesting time. But a question came up from a student. And it just happened to be that the leader, the head of the department, the big cheese, was in the room, in the virtual room. And the question from the student was, and I'm telling you, I have to preface this by saying to you that, who's calling me, that I have never lost this much sleep. The question was, if you're doing a long pose, do you have to draw through? And before I had a chance to answer, the boss said, and I can hear the voice in my head, I can speak for the faculty. And speaking for the faculty, I tell you no. If you're doing a long pose, you do not need to draw through. Drawing through is construction. If I was beaten up as a kid, more than anything, it's construction. And then after that, this is already starting to look like a female. It's pretty funny. I don't know. I draw this pose like a female. So from the age of 13 to the age of probably 19, totally getting my ass kicked on construction, drawing through, drawing around, getting into the industry, in the training program, being trained by Doris Plow, and what was the other one? She was brutal. She was so good. Her name will come to me. Oh my God, how did I forget? She was, I can show you a book. I'll show you a picture of her on the next video. It's in the Raggedy Ann and Andy book. She's just like this. And just beat the crap out of you. From the best animators on the planet saying, Sheldon, come on. I mean, you're like a quarter of a 0.3 line thickness off. And you're getting your butt kicked, drawing around and being just that little bit off. Brutal. So having all of that background, drawing around, drawing through, see how I'm doing that? To have this person say to the students, no, you don't have to. I went cold and I said, you're only 100% wrong And after that, I retired. It's that viral. I'm thinking, how could I compare this to you guys? How could I compare the severity of this? And last night, I finally came up with the analogy. This is a university. This has rules. There are protocol that you follow. From the moment you walk onto that, you follow those. Now, mine was insane lectures, a lot of cussing, but I cussed and I had fun because I didn't let the kids do anything else, just like my school. You're not going to do that. No. The answer is no. No. You are not going to do that. You are not going to drink and drive. You're not going to drink. Oh, right. And you're always going to draw through every time you pick up a pen. And how can I explain it to you guys? This institution has protocols that you must follow. What if we went to the football team across campus? These are people who play with balls. They like it. And you go to the men's football team and you say, we are going to remove the cups. I've never worn one of those things because I've never been an athlete. But what they do is they hold and protect your balls, otherwise known as the family jewels and so on and so forth. How long could they last? How long could that team last before they were singing like Michael Jackson and in really bad medical condition? So I was thinking, you can't have a football game without cups because you can't have a football game that doesn't have balls. And how do you have an art department that doesn't have balls? You take this away, you just put together a ballsless department. It's as dangerous as taking away the protection that is mandated by an institution that you protect your players. There's a square. That you protect the players. And here, with probably 40 years of training from the best that walk this planet, and the key is structure. No matter what you do, structure. When we were in the review board at the in the studio, sometimes you just got to put an excuse down why you're not hiring the person. You didn't have any job openings. What are you going to say? We looked at your portfolio, but we don't have any job openings. So we would always put down, work on your structure, because you always have to work on your structure. You never master the structure. So if you never master it, and this entity is telling you don't even start, that would be like going to the sports department and not having any balls. Now, finally putting it out there. So now, this arm fits inside, and you draw around. And then this comes around here, and it'll go around the other side to their structure. Figure it out, because somebody's going to nail you. So here we go. This person's got a little back boob going there. So now we're going to come down here. This line here has to go up and around the neck. This is a rib cage. It's going to go all the way around behind the neck. Come on down here to the rib cage. Here. Come around like that. Structure. Drawing through the arm that you put down. That's why they call it drawing through. Guys, if drawing was invented by artists, how really complicated can it be? If we say draw through, see? Then we're going to come down here, and that's going to fit. It's got to look like it's made out of glass. Okay, and then we're going to come around here, thoracic arch, and that's going to go around. See? This is the breast. Turning Michelangelo's drawings into females. And then we have this breast here, hitting a straight line, no tangents, coming around. That's design. That'll be another time this book talks to us. And we come around, and there's your shape. Draw through. So you're going to have 1,000 lines on here or more. This is going to come around. This is going to come up. See? Around. Draw through. Okay. And here, sternal oblique comes to the posterior iliac crest. Now, if you notice, I'm only using this Michelangelo drawing as a guide, just an idea. Most of it's coming from here. Never copy. Is that as severe as drawing through? Yeah. Yeah. I don't need somebody who has a copy machine, a Xerox machine. I need somebody who can invent something. I just got done inventing completely. We'll see how I did. It's a homicide thing. But they don't have anything. They have nothing. I got like this very small part of a face, and I built out the whole face. Well, how do you copy something that's not there? So this comes around. See, draw around, draw around. Don't just stop here. Come around to the other side. So how severe was that? Well, enough for me to leave. I'm gone. Yeah, don't look back. Would you stay at a place that has, would you send your child to a place where they're going to be on a long piece of grass where the other people on the other side want to take your balls and are willing to smash your head into the ground to get your balls? Who are willing to hurt you, give you brain damage to get your balls? Who don't care about your well-being because they want your balls? Would you send somebody there without protection? Well, when you're in a real art department, there are people out there who want to hurt you because they want to get that opportunity and they want to get that job. And some of them may not have the same talent you have, and they'll do whatever they have to do. So it is the responsibility of the institution to give their students the most protection, the most tools, so that they have a chance to survive. You can't do that when the person running the show has no balls. This is a brutal book. There we go. See it? every time you draw around cross contour, you draw the other side. Now, if you don't want to do this, fine, just call your artwork fine art. Look at every one of these goes all the way around. You just touch down here, drawing around the entire thing. You're just only touching down where the form turns. So in the studio, I used to hear, "Come on, Sheldon." And with my old animation teacher, Mr. Rebarg, it was always, "God damn you, Sheldon. God damn you." When you have that kind of training and it's in your head all the time, you can't sit in a room and watch somebody lie. Is ignorance lying? No, ignorance is ignorance. Lying is telling people you're not ignorant. Look at this. Boom. If you don't know it, say, "I don't know it." Here we go. Fit, fit, fit. Okay, so that's the beginning of a drawing. Then on top of this, now when you put in your technique, your painting, you're still drawing through. You're still painting through. If you want it to be a solid, sustainable, competitive piece of artwork. Okay. Man, finally got it out of my system. Draw around, draw around. It's called construction. You want to live in a house that is not constructed well? You want to build a house on quicksand? Go ahead. But if that's what you're doing, tell the student that's what they're going to get. So you come to our institution, we will take your money, we'll teach you. But in the end, as soon as there's one rainstorm, you're going down. But we told you. If they don't tell you, that's a crime. At our school, from the moment the kids come in, I'm not tough like this. We have a great time. We just joke. But the moment those kids walk in, on the very first day, for the first 10 minutes, we're teaching construction. And I make them say the words cross contour. Say cross contour. And they say cross contour. And I said, that's going to be very important. That is going to be your life as an artist. Some of them are 5 years old. Some of them are 6. Okay. Thank you, Eddie Rebarg, for beating the crap out of me. But in the end, Eddie, you gave me balls. Let's keep going. See y'all the next time we open this book.